So the idea that what I was thinking was that first I can share RJ sir's notes. We can quickly run through it, and then after that I can just show. Oh, sorry. So what I was thinking was that we can once quickly run through RJ sir's notes, and then after that we can once I'll just show what is it that I am doing, and from there we can take it. Is that okay? Great. So I'll just share my screen. So this basically uh, these points came up in week 2. Sorry, came up in week 2. Let me just open week 2 notes. Or was it week 1? Week 1. Yeah. So for scheduling, there are two parts: the magic of batching and the magic of scheduling. The first part is batching. Now, batching basically means how do you combine things which are similar to each other on a single day. For example, you do all your meetings on a single day or at the same time. You do all documentation on a single day. Same with follow ups and coordination, emails, and others. Now, when you do batching, what happens, since things are back to back, you don't have to do context switching and things become much faster. So, this was the first part that was spoken about, was batching. Next comes to scheduling. When it comes to scheduling, there are obviously two kinds of scheduling. One is daily scheduling, and the other one is weekly scheduling. And sir said, the most important thing is weekly scheduling. You have to first do your weekly schedule, and as I understand, I do my weekly schedule on a Saturday or a Sunday, so I know clearly what is it that I am supposed to do next week. Now, these are some of the points. The first point is, to get anything done, it has to be scheduled. If it is not scheduled, it will not get done. And the second thing is that you need to have a start time and a end time for the task. If you don't have a start time and an end time, then the work will not happen, or it will not happen on time. And next is, between each task leave 15 to 30 minutes free, so that if something unexpected comes, if there is some firefighting, it can be handled. There are two parts to the day, one before lunch and one after lunch. Second half of the day is mostly repetitive, or jhadu pocha is what sir was saying. Next, we come to the actual weekly scheduling. Uh, Always start your weekly scheduling. Always start with your weekly scheduling. Remember, scheduling is always weekly. So whatever we are planning, we plan it on the last Saturday, or the on the previous Saturday or previous Sunday, and define how our next week is going to be. Do not start any week or day without scheduling it. Schedule all recurring tasks into weekly scheduler. Schedule all recurring tasks in weekly calendar. Now you have your weekly schedule. So now what he had said was that you will have a lot of repetitive tasks. For example, you will need to sign checks, you might need to um, what are the other weekly tasks, you might need to have certain meetings, you might need to have your EM. So if you put all of this in your weekly scheduler, first those times will get blocked off. For example, if this is our weekly scheduling. Now, there are certain things which are going to be same for everybody. For example, on Wednesdays, 9:30 to I think 3:30 or 4. This period is going to be for what do you say? This is our yeah, this is our workshop. So this time is already booked. Now again, sir said either on a Thursday morning or a Friday morning you should schedule for homework. So that is done. Now let us say that you do your EM on a Monday. We do our EM on a Monday. So let's say you do it from 12 to 1. So this time is blocked off. Now let us say that on a Tuesday you do your OM. OM is operations meeting. Let's say you do it at 2 p.m. So then this time is blocked off. So now once you do your scheduling, then you clearly come to know. For example, now for me, I do my at end of day, I do my next day scheduling. So that also I have put it in my scheduler, in my weekly scheduler. I say day schedule, day schedule. All of these days are kept. 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. is day schedule for me. Next day scheduling, I put it here. Right. So now when you take a look at your weekly scheduler, you come to know which are the chunks of time when you are free. For example, you might see that on a Thursday afternoon you are free. You might see that your entire Friday you are free. And you might see that, okay, Saturday you might have some sales meeting, something else, or you might be free. Now, one more thing that RJ sir has been saying is that try and move all your administrative days to Monday. So your Monday becomes your uh, admin day or your office day. So your Monday, correct. So Monday is your admin day or office day. So what are all the things that come under it are, as Tanmay Bhai said, there is files, any signatures, anything that requires signatures, any bills, you might say any meetings, basically all organization work, all organization admin work comes on a Monday. So all your organization admin work comes on a Monday. And one of the ways of doing it was that, let's say you have Tuesdays, you have some meeting, try and move it to a Monday. Let's say Wednesdays, you had some meetings, try and move it to a Monday. Let's say Thursdays, you had some meetings, try and move it to a Monday. And then you tell your team saying Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not available. Right? I'm out of office on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So whatever it is that you want to discuss, bring it to me on a Monday, and then we will discuss everything on a Monday. Now, whatever comes on this Friday and Saturday, you try and move this to the next Monday. This Friday and Saturday, if you've got some meetings and other things, try and move it to the next Monday. And you say that, oh, yeah, Friday I'm not available. So we can do it on the next Monday. So that way, what happens? Slowly, the entire organization's work starts and gets piled up on the Monday. And on the Monday, and generally, we don't enjoy this admin work. We don't enjoy signatures. We don't enjoy checking of bills and these small meetings, problem solving. So Monday, the concept of eat the frog comes. Eat the frog, the book says that you try and do the most what do you say, boring or difficult work first. So then on a Monday, once the burden of all administrative work goes away, then you have free time from Tuesday to Saturday to actually do growth work. So this is the idea of weekly scheduling. Have you understood what I have tried to say?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is weekly scheduling. Now once weekly scheduling is done, now your so just a second.
Ji, I will just intervene. I started this and I got using this guy. But the problem here is what I can understand that the Pradeep ji का भी problem है. Every day evening we have to put the things in the to-do list and update the scheduling.
Yes.
When that is done, then scheduling will go through easily.
Correct.
कि मेरे ऑफिस में तीन चार जने पांच जने एक साथ में खड़े रहते हैं मैं
नहीं मतलब सर ये I'll
आपसे टॉकिंग करी ना सबके साथ में टाइम फिक्स कर दिया मैंने रैम को बोल दिया भाई तुम ये इस दिन और इस दिन बिल अप्रूवल करो और आदमी को बोल दिया तुम तुम्हारा ये स्लॉट है इस टाइम पे मेरे पास में आओ और ये अलग टाइम मैं नहीं रखूँगा तुम्हारा फर्स्ट हाफ में जैसे देना चाहिए इससे उनके लिए भी बहुत ईजी हो गया मेरे लिए भी बहुत ईजी हो गया बस यही है
correct.
कि मैं भी थोड़ा सा इसमें ऑफ ट्रैक हो गया था but I realized that the keyword is कि every day evening we have to spend some time on updating it.
Correct. So then, I think Pradeep bhai, that the problem which you are stating, we'll come back to that in the last, in a few minutes. So then the next thing is now your repetitive tasks have come into the schedule. For example, your EM has come, all of that has come. Now you've got empty chunks of time. Now what you're going to do, you're going to open your to-do list. Abhi, any work that we do has to come to the to-do list. That's the first thing. Now what is this to-do list? This is the list of all the things that you need to do. You should have a list of all the works that you need to do, even your BMP works or any works that you do, or even anything that you need to do in your life has to come into a to do list. अभी ये to do list के बाद में what you will first do, you will mark six tasks which are urgent. And once you mark 6 tasks which are urgent in your to do list, then you will come to your weekly schedule and you will see, okay, on Tuesday afternoon I have some free time, so urgent task number 1 I will do it here. On Wednesday evening I have some free time, so I will do this here. One more 2 jobs I can do it on Thursday morning, and on Friday I will do one thing. So abhi, so 1 2 3 4 5, and let's say on Saturday you will do one thing. So then what happens, your 6 tasks have come and sat in the weekly scheduler, right? These are the things that you have to finish next week. The next thing that you will do is, uh, we'll go to the daily scheduler as well. So once you do that, you are going to next identify six, sorry, schedule for the week. So next what you are going to do is, you are going to, it's not written here, you will identify 6 more tasks which are next most important, and then you will put it in your waiting list. This is your daily scheduler, and in your daily scheduler you will put it in your waiting list. Matlab urgent 1 2 3 4 5 6 is done. Now the next 6 tasks that you think should be done, you will put it in your waiting list. The idea of the waiting list is, suppose you get some free time in the day, immediately you will take those tasks and you will start doing them. Okay, and but then this waiting list you can't do unless and until you do your daily, weekly scheduler. Next, let's sorry. Okay, daily scheduler has plan column and actual column. Okay, now let's discuss about daily scheduler. Now daily scheduler has got a left side is your plan and the right side is the actually done. Now in the, how do you first start with this? So at the end of the day, for me, for example, I do it at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. I enter my daily scheduler, and how do I enter this? I take a look at my weekly scheduler. In my weekly scheduler on a Monday, let's say there was 12 p.m. there was EM, then I block this time and I say EM, and I put. And so what this does is, even if your weekly scheduling has not been so proper, slowly over the week also you get better, and then you put all of these points, and then even the works which you had written in the weekly scheduler also you put it here. Between 9 and 9:30 I will do this job. Let me just write it off. So let's say this is for a Monday. For example, in my case, from 12 to 12:30 I do EM. So my EM is blocked off. I write here, I write executive meeting I will write. Let's say from 10 to 10:30 I do my S30 with my MDO, so I write this off. And whenever I'm having back to back meetings, I give a 15-minute slot. Now if you see in this sheet, one box of this is a 15-minute slot, so I will leave that empty, so that if there is any spillover meetings, then it can be accommodated. Then what I will do, I will write down the 6 waiting points. Now suppose during the day I get some free time, one meeting gets cancelled, then immediately what I will do, at that time I will take one of the tasks and I will put it here and I will get it done. Now in this sheet there is another thing called as today's tasks. Certain times what happens, we get, so the first rule of scheduling and of to-do list is, you should not do any work without writing it down. There is no work which you should do, even if it is firefighting work, you should not do it without writing it down. So what you will do, if let's say that there is a fire in the factory, you will write fire in the factory, and then you will go and do that job. I'm just giving of course, fire in the factory, don't write it, just solve the problem, but I'm just giving an example. Any work that you do, for example, some client says send me this data, you will write it down, then maybe you will delegate it to somebody or do something like that. Now once this is done, you will see that at the end of the day certain tasks are not done. So when certain tasks are not done, you will move that task to the next free window in your next day. You will reschedule that task. Abhi, let us say that I had one task saying review marketing slides, which was on a Monday. Ideally this is an admin job, should have been done on a Monday, and I could not finish it. So what I will do, this didn't get done, so I will move this to Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever I want to do it. Now throughout your day, what you have to do is, as and when, now let's say your executive meeting got done, then you will write here, you will write executive meeting, uh, in the right side column as well you will write executive meeting. Here also you will have executive meeting, here also you will have executive meeting. This way at the end of the day, when you take a look at your sheet, you will see what you had scheduled and what you actually got done, what you had planned and what actually happened. Now this is the way to analyze, are we going in the right direction, is there some changes that we need to do, is our today's task too very long. So end of the day you do your daily scheduler. And let me go to the next point. Mark 6 tasks which are going into the waiting list, this we talked about. Then I also talked about someday list. Now someday list is basically a list of all your all your tasks which are not there in the weekly or the daily list come into the someday list. Scheduling always has to be weekly. So now everybody has understood, have you understood what these points? Yeah. Lastly, the most important part, scheduling is a skill, right? It is not something that we are innately born with. We have to start, it's like learning to ride a bike. Initially you will fail, but then you start getting better at it. And the next thing is, don't start on the Google Calendar initially, because you will not understand how it's supposed to be done. You are going to start on pen and paper. Once you get better at pen and paper, then maybe slowly later you will feel like you want to move to the Google Calendar. Things are more stabilized, you understand what is happening, then it is better. Then one more thing, weekly scheduling on Saturday evening or Monday morning. I personally prefer Saturday evening because I know what is the things that I need to do next week and I get a good Sunday off. Your EA will have access to your Google Calendar. Correct. So my EA will have access to my Google Calendar. When I used to do it on paper, I used to give her the paper and say, please put it into my Google Calendar. And she used to put it. Now I have shifted to the Google Calendar itself. So that is about Sir's notes on batching and scheduling. Now if you allow me, I will show what is it that I am doing currently. Yeah. So now I have actually moved to the Google Calendar, right? Because scheduling was going well. I have moved to the Google Calendar, and this is how my Google Calendar looks. Okay, as you can see, everything of my life has come into this Google Calendar, right? And this is not of only this week, even let's say of last week also. This is how my Google Calendar looks. Last week, of course, I was traveling. Even my travel to the airport is tracked here. My stay at Vivanta is tracked here, and that is why you see that my Friday and Saturday was full of meetings, was full jam packed with meetings, because I had not had any meetings on even the Monday. I had not had many meetings. But this week, what I have tried and done, I have tried and moved everything to my Monday. Now, if and my scheduling starts at 4 a.m. My scheduling starts at 4 a.m. and it goes on until 5:30 p.m. Okay. Now even my count your blessings and manifestation meditation is also there in my calendar. Next, I put and the way in which I have done my coloring scheme, anything which is in this yellow or whatever, this banana yellow, this is for me, this is like growth or just working on myself. Whenever I'm doing deep work, I've marked it as green. And suppose there is anything related to Rahul Jain, I've put it in this blue. All meetings, I've put it in this dark grey color. Now even my end of day, 5 p.m. to 5:45 p.m., I do next day scheduling, which is NDS, is next day scheduling. And I do WEPENDT, which is WhatsApp, personal email, my papers I clear, my professional email, my notebook, my computer which is desktop, and Telegram. So that's what I do every day. Now next week, for example, I'm traveling to Bangalore. So my train, Vande Bharat train is also there. I'm going to be taking the thing from Bangalore, and then because I have a function in Bangalore to attend, and on the night I'm going to return back to Mysore. And this week I've told my EA saying, please talk to everybody and tell saying I'm not available Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So any meetings, anything which is there has to be moved to Monday. So you can see that my Monday is full. Like Monday, if I go to the office at 10:30, then until 4 p.m. it is jam packed with all kinds of meetings. And whenever we have meetings, I also tell my EA saying, please put what is the agenda in this. Right. So for example, meeting with Mahadev, school package for month end of December, she has put. And then meeting with Bala sir, next month budget and profit planning. Then some ops meeting is there, weekly discussion on feedbacks and updates from O2F. So all have come into this. Lastly, I will show you my I want to show you my daily, and after that my daily scheduler, I make sure that I enter it. My daily scheduler format has changed a little from what sir had shared. This is my daily scheduler format because our day begins at 3:45 a.m. So my daily scheduler begins at 3:30 and it goes on until 5:30 p.m. Another thing that I have put is I have put the one thing. What is my one thing of the day? I decided on the previous evening. I have my waiting list of 6 items and I have my today's tasks. And then I do my next day schedule checklist also. I put it here. RA Magic. What results do you want from tomorrow? Feel it. Then I do TOT, which is the one thing. And then I also analyze what happens if the work that I'm doing, if I don't do that work. If it is not important, then I don't do it. What DW score do you want tomorrow? Now DW is deep work. So whenever I do deep work, I put a tick mark here, right? And then I add it up. This is my analytical brain of doing it, but probably you don't need to do all this. The only thing important here is scheduled, done, waiting list, and today's tasks. If you are able to do this much, then that will solve the problem. Now, in the deep work book, there is a to the problem that Pradeep Bhai had said. From let's say 3:30 a.m. till 10 a.m. we have properly followed our schedule. Suddenly 10 a.m. something horrible or rather firefighting happens, and then from 10:30 till 1 p.m. it's completely gone. 10:30 till 1 we have completely lost our way, and we don't know what to do after that. So the deep working book, he says this, the Cal Newport, I think Cal Newport, right? He says if you've lost the time, it doesn't matter. Reschedule the rest of the day. Don't just blindly do it. Sit for 15 minutes, reschedule the next day, the rest of the day, and then try and follow it. Right? So now let us say that you reschedule it, again some problem comes, from 2 till 3 again problem comes. Then at 3 you are going to again look at your list. Is it a problem? Are you losing your way? Has something gone wrong? And if things have gone wrong, you will again reschedule it and again continue with the day. So the idea is, suppose at the end, suppose somewhere during the day, if something goes wrong, the entire day does not have to go wrong. You reschedule it and try and get back your day. So that is about weekly scheduling, and so I think with that we can